Okay, so quick catch up on the 2002 Ducati 748 little project we've got going on. We are preparing this bike for its safety test. Just a reminder, this was a insurance write-off that we picked up pretty cheap. We got it running. And now we're preparing it. We need to get a fresh California title on the bike, and in order to do so, we need to get it through its safety test. So I've had the front wheel out and went through, cleaned all that. Got the front fender on and some new mounting brackets. I've got the front cowl on. I actually picked up another cowl. I did have a red cowl that I was going to paint, but this came up at a very reasonable cost on eBay, so I picked that up quickly while it was available, which is saved me having to paint the other one. And it's got a little crack in the side here, which is not unusual, but otherwise it's in really good condition. So we got that on. I got an aftermarket screen, got that fitted, got some mirrors, original Ducati mirrors on there. We touched the frame up because there was some damage to the frame from when it was stolen and crashed. So we got all that touched up. We didn't go crazy on that, just basically touch up all the scrape marks. So at least it looks tidy. I've got the used air box on that we bought with the other fairings. And I've got a new seal on that from Ducati, original seal for the gas tank. I'm waiting just for a couple of O-rings and some gaskets for the intakes, and then we'll be able to button that up. And I'm also waiting for a O-ring for the fuel pump for the gas tank, the other used gas tank we got. Yeah, and we went through and cleaned the whole bike. So what I'm going to do now, I'll show you this side. So it's starting to come together and look like a Ducati again. So yeah, we're going to... Oh, I fitted a new battery tray because that was all smashed from the accident. I did have to... this is a non-standard size battery. It's the closest I could get without buying a genuine Ducati one, which would cost you a small mortgage. So I just had to make up a custom bracket for that, but that's fine. I've got the clutch out. There was an issue with the clutch on this. It was very grabby, and when I took it out, it was worn out. So you can see here I've got a replacement clutch from Newfriend, which I think also does the original clutch, the OE clutch for Ducati. And the nice thing about this is there's a very specific stack height when you stack all the clutch plates up together that you have to achieve. I think it's 39 millimeters. And these already come with the correct height. So, because what you have to do is change out, if you're out of spec, you have to change different width discs until you get the clutch height, the stack height spec correct. These already come adjusted, so I'm going to get that in. That's actually going to be the next job now, is to get that clutch stack in, and then I've got a OE clutch cover to go on that. And yeah, so I think that's going to be the next step here. Okay, so we start to build up the clutch stack. First with 2 drive plates or drive discs. so. Then a friction disc. And then we do the concave disc, which has the letter B on it. Here, so this is a special disc, which is concave, and you have to fit this with the B mark facing outwards. So we go like so. Then a friction disc. And then the rest of the discs are all the same. Another friction disc. And at this stage, it's just a matter of fitting the remaining plates, alternating between the drive plates and the friction plates. And then we've got the main drive plate, so I'm going to go clean this up before we refit it. And maybe we'll replace these O-rings. Okay, so next steps on the Ducati 748, which we're preparing for its safety test. I want to fit the bell mouths, airbox bell mouths. I've got new rubber seals and O-rings for those. You can see the old ones have cracked, degraded. So we're going to do that next. I have to get those fitted before I can get the tank on. I've got the tank, which I've got a new O-ring for the fuel pump. This is a second tank that I picked up for the bike. It's not very nice condition, but it's better than the original. So I'll clean this up. I'll get the fuel pump fitted. We'll get that back on the bike, so it's running off its tank. I've got some Barnett clutch springs to fit. As you've already seen, I put a new clutch pack in. And the springs, the original springs that I took out, badly corroded. I didn't really want to put them back in, so I've got a Barnett set of Barnett springs. They're going to go in. I've got new brake pads for the front. I've already done the rear, replaced the brake pads on the rear. We're going to get that done, and then I'm going to get the oil change. I've already done the other fluids, so we've done all the brakes, bled the brakes. So I'm going to change engine oil. Yeah, and then once we've got that done, I've got a new gasket for the clutch cover. So once we've done the springs, I've got an OE clutch cover to fit and a new gasket for that. And then that's pretty much everything from a running gear and motor perspective done. And then the really what's left is just to get the bodywork finalized. You can see here we've got the new or the used airbox back on. This is the second airbox I picked up, which was a lot nicer condition than the first. brand new seal for the tank. On the Ducati 748, the tank forms the top of the airbox. So the bottom of the tank forms the lid of the airbox. You can see here. Nice new seal. All looks good. I went through and replaced all the carbon parts, aftermarket carbon parts that were on there with the original OE. Things like the heel guard, exhaust guard. I've still got to pick up some heel guards for the pillion foot pegs. Hanger brackets, but yeah, so looking good. I got the steering damper on, got that all mounted, looking good. So yeah, let's get those bits done. You can see here as well, I did test fit right hand side fairings because these are fairings off pre-2002 bike, which I like. I think are much nicer looking than the 2002. This is 2002 bike. You look at the fairings on it; they're a bit plain. I think the fairings from the pre-2002, a lot more curved. They've got all these air ducts and things. Just look a lot more sporty and kind of more the iconic, from my perspective at least, the iconic 748-916 look. And I just wanted to make sure they all fit, which they do. But I'm going to pull those back off now so I can get the rest of the bike done. The fairings for the left side, they had some damage, some cracks and things which I need to repair. So yeah, I'll be doing those as kind of the last thing to finish off this project. So now I'm just installing the intake velocity stacks with new seals. The aftermarket Barnett clutch springs. The OE clutch cover, turn signals, new front sprocket, and rear brake pads. And with all those small tasks complete, I can now focus on refitting the fuel pump to the gas tank and the gas tank to the bike. And with that done, it's now time to strike the bike up for the first time with everything reassembled. So, with all the mechanical aspects of the bike in tip-top condition, I can now turn my attention to the damaged bodywork. So, the first step is to repair the cracks using plastic welding rod, then sanding that back with 240 grit paper before filling in any voids in the weld with cyanoacrylate for added strength. I repeat this process for all the cracks in the mid and lower fairings. I then give all the repaired areas a light skim of surface putty and wet sand the entire panel back with 600 grit ready for paint. All that's left now is to mask off the panels, as we will be paint blending into the decals, applying the first base coat white, then the second base coat yellow, and finally the clear coat. Here we have the fully restored fairings ready to go back on the bike. With the bike fully assembled and mechanically sound, I put it through the CA safety test and re-register it for the road. For those interested in taking the same path with an insurance totaled bike in California, the process is relatively straightforward. First, prepare the bike for a brake and light safety test, which can usually be performed by a local mechanic, followed by a CHP VIN check carried out by a certified highway patrol officer, and then submit both reports with your title application forms at the local DMV. And I'm delighted to say that this once forgotten Junkyard 748 went through the process without a hitch and is now enjoying the thrill of the Sierra backcountry with its delighted owner, me. I hope you enjoyed watching us save this stunningly beautiful Ducati from the crusher, and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for plenty of restoration content to come. Bye for now.